Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Okay, I just came across this earlier today. I mean, not earlier today, a few minutes ago. Brother had uploaded this that ICE memo allows agents to enter homes without judicial warrant. Whistleblower complaint. And it says ICE. Well, that's the same thing. Well, I'll read it. ICE memo allows agents to enter homes without judicial warrant. Whistleblowers. ICE memo authorizes agents to enter homes of those suspected of being in the U.S. illegally with an administrative warrant, according to a whistleblower group. So again, it says ICE memo issued in May authorizes agents to enter the homes of those suspected of being in the U.S. illegally with an administrative warrant, not a warrant signed by a judge, to make an immigration arrest, according to a whistleblower group which says it shared the secretive memo with Congress. Traditionally, ICE agents needed a warrant signed by a judge in order to enter the home of someone suspected of being in the U.S. illegally. However, the guidance allegedly given by ICE in May suggests they can rely on administrative warrants, which are authorized by officials within the Department of Homeland Security, and in most cases by ICE agents. So they use their own discretion. Let's see. Although the U.S. Department of Homeland Security has not historically relied on administrative warrants alone to arrest aliens subject to final orders of removal in their place of residence, the DHS Office of General Counsel has recently determined that the U.S. Constitution, the Immigration and National Act, and the Nationality Act and the immigration regulations do not permit relying on administrative warrants for this purpose. The May 12, 2025 memo signed by acting ICE Director Todd Lyons said, according to anonymous whistleblower complaint, which included a copy of the memo. So, and it was one more thing I did want to read. Let me see. Where is it? Okay, it was right here. It says, every American should be terrified by this secret ICE policy authorizing its agents to kick down your door and storm into your home. Senator Richard Blumenthal, D-Kung, said in a statement, it is a legally and morally abhorrent policy that exemplifies the kinds of dangerous, disgraceful abuses America is seeing in real time. In our democracy, with vanishing rare exceptions, the government is barred from breaking into your home without a judge giving a green light. But we're living in the time of Jacob's trouble. And as you can see, a lot of these, they're recent, they're all recent, But this is what the scriptures say is going to happen to this place. I think it's in Revelation 18. This is Revelation 18. I'm going to start in 6. It says, and I'm reading the AMP, repay to her even as she has repaid others, and pay back to her double her torment in accordance with what she has done. In the cup of sin and suffering which she mix a double portion of perfect justice for her. So just like America, Babylon the Great went to other countries, caused all type of confusion and mayhem and death and chaos in their countries, and which is like the cup of suffering and sin that they did to other people. and other nations, even us, you know, the nation of Israel, now it has to come back on them, you know, the people themselves. And of course, this is Jacob's trouble, but they're not stopping at just Northern Kingdom, you know, or even Southern Kingdom. They getting anybody that's getting in their way. To the degree that she glorified herself and reveled and gloated in her sensuality, living deliciously and luxuriously. And that's the people over here in Babylon the Great, you know, living deliciously and luxuriously, you know, having it easy, while other people in other countries suffer. You know, they suffer at the expense of the American people over here to have a better life, have access to products, you know, or what they want. You got a new iPhone coming out every year, mass production of iPhones with all this technology. Salaki. All this technology and all the mineral materials that it took to build them. You know, all these people that got access to them. This at the expense of people in other countries and what they have to go through to meet their demands. The demands over here in Babylon the Great. And I just use, you know, iPhones for an example. But you got, you know, a lot of things. To that same degree, impose on her torment and anguish and mourning and grief. For in her heart she boasts, I sit a queen on a throne, and I am not a widow, and will never ever see mourning or experience grief. And this is what people are doing, mourning and experiencing grief over what's going on. And ice is just the ice is just the tip of the iceberg. You know, it's gonna get a whole lot worse. For this reason, in a single day, her plagues, afflictions, and calamities will come, pestilence and mourning and famine, and she will be burned up with fire and completely consumed. See, for strong and powerful is the Lord Yahweh Shemawashah, who judgeth her. Right. So, like I said, the Lord is bringing judgment on this place like no other. And then it said pestilence, mourning, and famine. All these things have to take place over here. So like I said, ice and what's going on, that's only the beginning, the tip of the iceberg, the beginning of sorrows. It's going to get even worse, you know, and this is like, again, it's part of Jacob's trouble. Now, it's something else I wanted to bring up. It was let's see. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Greenlanders, they was mocking the U.S., saying if the U.S., if Greenland was to become a part of the U.S., and this was, they was mocking it with these videos. Let's see if for whatever reason, I found one that got the audio on it. But it says Greenlanders mock U.S. overdose crisis with satirical snow videos after Donald Trump's January 20th remarks about controlling Greenland through tariffs or measures. So they okay, as you can see, they mocking people who stuck, you know, they stuck on them drugs, you know, and that's a lot of Edomites actually stuck on that. And I believe they were mocking it from the fentanyl. They were saying basically this is what's gonna happen in Greenland. That's what's gonna happen in Greenland if the U.S. was to take over. Now, I seen this too, but I never clicked on it a couple of days ago. It said Greenland protesters mock Trump's MAGA slogan with "Make America Go Away." That's funny. That's hilarious. Make America go away, you know. But this is what the Lord said what's going to happen to Babylon the Great. First, let me get this. It's Isaiah 47. And I'm going to start at 1. And I'm reading the AMP. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground in abject humiliation. There is no throne for you, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for you will no longer be called tender and delicate." This place is not looked at as tender and delicate. You got other countries and other locations mocking the U.S. You know, like I said, what we seen, what we just seen with Greenland. They said make America go away. and like I said, the other one, they was mocking people who was stuck on fentanyl. I did see a video earlier, but it was talking about the fentanyl and opioids, different things like that. It's a lot of Edomites. So verse 2, "Take millstones as a female slave does and grind meal," because America is also referenced as the woman. "Remove your veil, strip off your skirt, or strip off the skirt, uncover the leg, cross the river at the command of your captors," which is basically saying expose. You're gonna be exposed. Well, I read verse 3. It said, "Your nakedness will be uncovered, your shame will also be exposed. I will take vengeance and will spare." I'm reading the KJV. "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." Right. So this is the Lord letting them know what's gonna happen. The Lord, He said He gonna expose you for all that you've done, everything that you doing on earth. And then when Yahweh shall return, He ain't gonna be in human form. He gonna be in that angelic form, that angelic power. But Babylon the Great is being mocked, which I'm not gonna read the article, but they said another one says no means no. But this is what's going on in Babylon the Great, or this is what's going on around the country. Around the world, because no, it's not just. Let's see, it's not just Greenland. Let's see. I'm gonna have to type in world mock, and this ain't nothing that just started. You see, which I want to see if they actually put the word the fentanyl up there too, because see here go to caption. Here go to caption all these ads. Here go to caption. It says, "Bring American culture to Greenland." And like I said, they also had fentanyl at the top of the this might be it right here. I ain't gonna play it again because of the music. But like I said, bring American culture to Greenland, and they were just mocking being stuck on drugs. Let me see. It might say it in the article. Here we go. It says, in the video shared on TikTok at point of view from Arctic. I'm sorry. Point of view or POV _ from Arctic, who regularly shares video about Greenland and life there. Two individuals did an impersonation of the fentanyl fold or Fenty fold, which is what happens when individuals under the influence of opioids bend over at the waist. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can. It might which I don't want to look into that. I want to pull that up. Look at Fenty fold. See, and this is what goes on in Babylon the Great. See, here it is. TikTokers Fenty fold trend. They made this a trend. This was back in February 2025. They was mocking. And this looked like they was over here in Babylon the Great market. They marking their own country. You know, as you can see, you got Jake out here. Jake out here. I don't know if they was explaining this supposed to be some type of comedy. I'm pretty sure they was mocking, but look at this. Which I can't pull up the video because I'm not on Twitter, but you know, you see what's going on. See? They mocking. It say get you a realtor that'll hit the Fenty fold on houses you got your eye on. These are people that's mocking. A man poses as a United States citizen to evade capture by ICE. You see? The Lord is exposing this place. This place is a joke. You know? And he's gonna destroy it off of the face of the earth. Like I said, it ain't even just Greenland. Ultimately, the whole earth is looking at what's going on over here in Babylon the Great and mocking. You know, it's just like here. It's just that it says European leaders mock Trump behind his back. Better burn the house now. France goes all out, openly mocks U.S. over Greenland. Which we ain't gotta, you know, I ain't gonna read it. But the point is, you got all these countries mocking Babylon the Great. They know what time it is, and they know it's over with for this place. But what the rest of the world that fails to realize is it's over with for all you nations, all you heathens. Now it's time for the Israelites to rule. You know, so I'm gonna end it on this because they talk about the Third World War, and everyone want to talk about who the next country up to rule, you know, or who the next country up to be in power. But the next country or the next people to rule the earth is gonna be the Israelites, and we're gonna rule forever. This is Jeremiah 30:16. Therefore, in the KJV, therefore all that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, meaning all the other nations, because all the other nations outside of the Israelites are our adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. So every nation, you know, all these heathens have taken advantage and gotten over on us, you know, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, with Esau doing it the worst, you know, and this is his kingdom. So now every single last one of them got to go into captivity, and they got to pay for what they've done. And the Lord, he's going to restore us to he's going to restore us beyond our former glory, you know, but he's going to rebuild, you know, he's rebuilding the house of David. And these other nations, they all going to be in captivity. Ain't none of them going to rule over the earth. So, you know, just wanted to bring out some of these articles and little things I've been seeing today. The Lord wills edifying. So on that note, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, the Ruel. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. And until next time, shalom.